Yeah. He once actually got on the air and said, and the one actually stole my voice. He uses my voice. Like, not even like I'm doing an impression of it. He thinks my voice was his voice.
But he never acknowledged you as Opie and Anthony. He called you guys or those.
Not until the day we got fired and could not then talk about
right when we finally didn't have a platform.
Right, then it was Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony fucked the company. Opie and Anthony did this. They blew it. Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Blah 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 blah.
And I'm glad. Who was it? David Hinckley or was it from the Post? Manelli that pointed out what a fucking back down pussy Howard is.
Yeah.
In the paper. They had some kind of meeting with Joel Hollander and got yelled at.
Has there ever been one time where he met up with you guys where it was like he actually it was going to be ahead. It was going to be a pay-per-view.
He avoided all contact with us.
And did it behind the scenes.
We've told this story too many times, so I want to just brush over it. But he was doing a press conference for Son of the Beach when it was coming to television. Doing a press conference down at some hotel. Where was it?
It was Plaza.
I mean, the old Tiger never just came out and just goes,
never.
Fuck, you pussy mother, you know
that old Tiger.
Come on, you
we got press credentials. We got press credentials. We just wanted to go down there and see the press conference. We just gotten to New York. We just started to get a little bit of a buzz going. And we had our press credentials, so we went down to the press conference, which was happening before our show aired, to see Howard deliver his press conference for Son of the Beach. We get down there, people start looking at us, they're talking, blah, 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 and security comes over and tells us we have to leave. We have to fucking leave his fucking press conference. This, by the way, was the same day that Billy Crystal thing happened on his show, where he bitched out Billy Crystal because Stuttering John wasn't standing there and taking his questions. We weren't going to do anything. Dude, swear to Christ, we were just going to sit there and look at the press conference.
I know you want to brush over this story, but I don't care. I can tell this story 10 times. It makes me laugh, and I know listeners, it makes them laugh every time. So Ant and I, we're in the back row. We're sitting there waiting for the press conference. It's supposed to start at, let's say, noon, okay? And they have little finger sandwiches. So we get a nice little plate of finger sandwiches and a pickle, and we're thinking no one even knows we're here, right? We're just in the back minding our own fucking business. The real problems were in the front row. We had 3 other guys in the front row. That
Psycho Mark
and other guys that really would have done something. So we're sitting there, and I'm talking to Anthony, like, what the... Man, this press conference is,
it's supposed to have started.
No, it's not 12:50. I wonder why the delay, I'm wondering why the delay. Then all of a sudden I see one of Howard's guys, I guess, notices we're there and runs out of the room. Little did we know at the time Howard was in a limo outside the plaza sitting and waiting.
He was sitting in his limo, wouldn't come in the fucking building until we were thrown out.
Waiting for us to get kicked out. This is another fact, okay? So then,
but Billy Crystal's a pussy for not standing there and taking Stuttering John's questions. That same day, he's like, "What's the matter, Billy? You're a pussy. You can't take it. You can't stand." Yeah. There he is, Howard, going to his own press conference, wouldn't fucking walk in the building until we were thrown out.
So next thing you know, it's now like 12:20, and all of a sudden a guy comes up to us who's a huge fan, and I guess he's one of the security guys at this event. He goes, "Dude, I'm a huge fan of your show. You guys aren't going to do anything, are you? Because now there's a buzz." I'm like, no. And then I go, no, man, we're just here to have some food and check it out, right? He goes, okay, I just had to check. I'm like, all right, that's that. We're thinking nothing of it. More people start looking at us. I'm like, oh, boy. Next thing you know, a huge security guard comes up to us and goes, you guys have to leave. I'm like, what do you mean? We got invited. Here's our press credentials. No, you guys got to leave now. And now he's really going to get, like, kind of rough with us. And so we stand like, well, we're not going to cause a scene. But at this point, everyone is turning around. Now we're getting escorted out of the Park Plaza with all these publicists and these people in suits.
Are you guys yelling out, oh, he's doing it?
We were all good. We were good boys.
You just left.
We were good Infinity boys because...
Yeah, because we're working for the same company.
And we knew we would have gotten...
we're like, what the fuck is this about? So
in trouble.
As we're walking out, everyone has their arms folded. Like Howard's people and the publicists and stuff, they have their arms folded like, how dare you?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like we were the scum of the earth, right?
And it wasn't until we left that the faggot got out of his fucking limo and got in and did his press conference late.
We walked right past his limo that was parked right in front of the plaza. He was in there.
Calling
pussy.
When we got back to the
at that
studio.
Point, at least, like, show some bravery.
You know what I would have did? Like a Godfather. Just to piss you off, roll the window down.
Yeah.
Wait at you and roll it back up.
Got you out of there, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Good kids. You're good kids there.
When we got back to the studio, Ken Stevens, our general manager,
this is
our
what
boss,
we found out after the fact.
had told us that Howard was in the limo calling him. He was just taking calls from him saying, "What the fuck are those two doing here at my press conference?
Screaming.
Get them out of here. I'll have you fired. I'm calling fucking Mel. What the fuck are they doing down here?" And Ken's freaking out about the whole thing, thinking we're going to do anything. Sent Jeremy sprinting down there on his little feminine legs, sprinting down there to get us, tell us to
little
leave.
Beal legs, just fucking running to get us out of the situation. Like, what the fuck is the big deal?
Yeah.
And never did he do a Bernard Hopkins, just like, all right, youngsters, let me show you something. Not even.
He's a big, brave guy on the air when it's someone like John DeBella. When it's someone like those other two clowns from California that he got in the Mark and Brian. Anyone he battles on the air and then goes, "These pussies, they don't want to fight," because their program director says the best way to deal with Howard is just to ignore him. Well, we weren't ignoring him. We were facing him head to head. We shared a lot of the same fans, and people really started thinking, this guy is coming off like an asshole. And the second that happened, behind the scenes, this motherfucker, every turn, would try to fuck us. And that's why we can't stand him.
That's right. And we'll never back down.
It's not because, it's Howard. Why do you hate him? Well, he's Howard. No, there's plenty of good reasons. Believe me.
We lived it. He did a good job.
I'm not going to
hold back our.
I'm not going to deny. I was a huge fan growing up and before I got into radio. And when I was in radio, I thought it would be kind of cool, especially working for Infinity Broadcasting. That's like, dream come true.
So if you was to write the, private O&A, whatever, there would be a scene where Howard's treating you guys like shit, like the Don Imus.
Exactly. Only it would be true. And it would be 10 times worse than just saying fuck off and slamming the door.
There you go.
Yeah, it would be us coming home from Christmas fucking vacation to be yelled at by Mel Karmazin because Howie made one phone call.
And we'll end this with the post today. Someone reminded me that John Minnelli, a good friend of ours, the headline today, Stern limps back on air.
Ooh, what happened?
He did a fake suspension, and he pretty much got caught doing a fake suspension. He basically took Election Day off, and They try to do the oldest trick in the book, let's get some attention. So
get some press. They got it. Hey,
they did a fake suspension, which is just showing a little desperation, in my opinion. And so Minnelli wrote about it, and the headline is Stern limps back on air. Howard Stern buckled, caved in, wimped out. Stern back yesterday from a one-day suspension from talking too much about his upcoming satellite radio gig. Acted like a whipped puppy while discussing a rowdy lunch with his bosses on Monday.
Remember when we played, after he announced his divorce,
Allison?
And we played Allison with him crying?
One of the best bits ever.
Corky Stern. Ooh, Robin.
Yeah,
we were playing Allison.
Get FedEx to throw that up on oavirus.com.
That was almost a firing right there, too.
Many.
Oh, my God.
This guy isn't going to beat us up. He ain't going to make us fucking look stupid.
Oh. Are you guys now, can you tell any young upstarts? I know you wouldn't, but would you tell? Could you say, I don't want to deal with these pussies?
I tell those all the time. I'm calling Elo about the Ron and Fez kids.
Yeah,
I don't like the way these young upstarts are coming up and fucking with us. Don't like it.
All right, wow, that's a hell of a tangent we just went on. But Patrice asked.
Yeah,
we'll blame Patrice O'Neill today.
That's been, there is a reason behind it.
I'm the mercurial of this segment.
No, I think it's a very interesting segment.
You fat nigga, shut up! I just want to know what happened to my friend.
Not only that, but I missed all of Carrot Top on fucking Regis.
Look at this, on Regis.
I missed all of Carrot Top on Regis.